If you're reading these words right now, it's not by chance. You are being called. This moment is not a coincidence, it's a divine appointment. The time has come for you to take action, to move toward your destiny before the opportunity slips away. This is your moment, and it's more than just a random occurrence. God is placing you in specific places at specific times for a purpose. But the clock is ticking. You're being asked to move quickly, to step into the places that will bring you your breakthrough, your elevation, and your reward. The time to act is now. If you hesitate, the window may close. This isn't just a test of your faith, it's a call to action and obedience. God is telling you that you have no time to waste. Everything you've been waiting for, everything you've been desiring, is waiting for you at these sacred places. It's a shift beyond your mindset, it's a spiritual alignment happening right now. But here's the thing, you must show up on time. Your obedience will determine your transformation. Get ready to see miracles unfold. You're going to witness things aligning in your life at a pace that will leave you in awe. You're about to walk into a season of unimaginable breakthroughs. Before we dive deep into this divine calling, I want you to pause and take 3 quick steps. First, declare your readiness for this transformation. Second, commit to joining the community of those stepping into their power and destiny. Together, we can reach new heights. Third, acknowledge this moment as your sacred signal to the universe. It will amplify the energy of this moment and align you with the divine timing of your breakthrough. If you are truly chosen, you will embrace this message fully. Deep down, your spirit knows this message is for you. It's time for your rise, and only you can answer the call. The time is now. The places are set, and your divine breakthrough is waiting. The clock is ticking. You may have been waiting for the right moment, the perfect sign, or a sudden burst of clarity, but this is it. The moment God Himself is calling you to act. There's no more waiting around. Time is running out faster than you think, and the divine opportunity before you is slipping away. You've felt it in your spirit, that quiet whisper urging you to move, to do something extraordinary. Now is the time to step forward in faith and obedience. The window is small, and if you hesitate, it may close before you realize it. Don't let this moment pass by. This divine call is not for everyone. It's for those who can hear the voice of God above the noise of doubt, fear, and the opinions of others. Many will miss it because they are too caught up in the mundane, the comfortable, or their own limitations. But you, the chosen one, are being called to something greater. You have been selected to receive this blessing. This moment is meant for you, but there's urgency in the air, and you must answer this call with a bold heart, knowing the time for hesitation has ended. God is not asking you to wait for a perfect moment. He is telling you to act now. The divine invitation has been extended, but you must choose to walk through the door. The longer you wait, the further you drift from the breakthrough that awaits you. So don't look back. Don't second guess. Move now, because the time for waiting is over. What God is asking of you is not a casual suggestion or a recommendation. It's a command, a divine instruction meant to guide you to a place of transformation, breakthrough, and spiritual alignment. Too often, we treat God's guidance as optional, something we can follow if we feel like it or if it aligns with our comfort. But this is different. This is God telling you that the path to your elevation requires action, and immediate action at that. When God calls, it is not an invitation you can politely decline. His wisdom is beyond measure, His ways beyond comprehension. To follow His instructions is to align yourself with the divine will, which will unlock doors you've never dreamed of. You may not understand all the details, and that's okay. Sometimes faith requires stepping forward without seeing the full picture. Trust that God's plan for you is perfect, even if it seems unorthodox or challenging. This is His way of elevating you, guiding you into your purpose. Take a moment and ask yourself, do you trust God enough to obey this call without hesitation? This is not a request. It is a divine instruction meant to change the trajectory of your life. There are moments in life when everything aligns, when the universe seems to pause, and you feel the weight of something significant stirring within you. This is that moment. God has called you specifically to this time and this place. The question is, will you answer? The opportunity before you is fleeting, and the window to respond is closing faster than you realize. Your life is about to shift in unimaginable ways, but only if you step into your purpose now. Imagine being in the right place at the right time, knowing that everything you've hoped for and dreamed of is within reach. That is what this call offers you, an opportunity to align yourself with divine timing. You've been preparing for this your entire life, even if you didn't know it. All the struggles, all the growth, and all the moments that seemed insignificant have led to this one divine call. You've been chosen, and now you must take action. However, God's timing is not bound by human understanding. His timing is perfect, but it is also finite. If you wait too long, the opportunity may pass, and it may not come again in the same way. The choice is yours. Will you act now, or will you wait for a future that may never come? The time to answer is now, before it's gone. You may wonder why God is asking you to visit places of different faiths: the mosque, the church, the synagogue, and the temple. Isn't God tied to a single religion? The answer is no. God is beyond the constraints of human traditions, denominations, and religious labels. He is the creator of all, and his reach is infinite. The places he's calling you to are not about religion, they are about alignment, energy, and the purity of your heart. These sacred spaces hold energy. They've been filled with countless prayers, hopes, and intentions over generations. God is not bound by walls or rituals. He's calling you to go to these places to connect with him on a deeper, more profound level. This is not about your faith in a specific institution. It's about your faith in God's ability to work in your life. No matter where you are being called to break boundaries, not just the physical boundaries of religion, but the mental and emotional walls that have held you back. When you step into these sacred places with an open heart and a pure intention, you'll feel the power of God's presence in ways you've never experienced before. So step beyond your comfort zone and embrace what God is asking you to do. He's calling you to transcend, to rise, and to align with the divine energy that surrounds you. You may feel like there's always time to make changes, to start fresh, to turn your life around. But the truth is, time is not on your side. The clock is ticking, and every moment you hesitate is one you'll never get back. This divine opportunity is not something you can put off until tomorrow, next week, or next year. The time to act is now, because you've almost run out of time. Life is fleeting, and the seasons change faster than we can sometimes grasp. Don't let this moment pass by because you're waiting for a better time or a more convenient opportunity. The universe is giving you the chance of a lifetime right now, and you must act swiftly. Once this window closes, it may not reopen in the same way. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. Time waits for no one, and neither will this blessing. You may think you have plenty of time to fulfill your destiny, but God's timing is different. It's not about when you think it should happen. It's about the divine window that's opening for you, and it's about to close. If you truly want to see the transformation, breakthrough, and rise you've been praying for, you need to act now while time is still on your side. Transformation doesn't come from mere desire or intention. It comes from obedience. It's easy to say you want change, but it takes courage to act on it. God is not waiting for your perfect plan. He's waiting for your obedience. The breakthrough you've been praying for is on the other side of your willingness to obey his command. Even when it feels uncomfortable or uncertain, immediate action is required, not tomorrow, not next week, now. Obedience is the key that unlocks divine blessings. Think of the countless stories in the Bible where God's servants were asked to step out in faith. Abraham, Moses, David all took steps of faith without knowing exactly what the outcome would be. But they obeyed, and in doing so, they were transformed. Now it's your turn. Your obedience is what will activate the divine power needed for your transformation. The longer you wait, the longer your breakthrough is delayed. The doors of opportunity are ready to swing wide open, but they will only open when you choose to step forward in obedience. God's timing is perfect, but your response is what will determine the speed of your transformation. So take that step today. Your future self will thank you for your faith and courage. God has called you to visit 4 sacred places: the mosque, the church, the synagogue, and the temple. These places hold an energy that transcends the physical. They are filled with the prayers, hopes, and intentions of countless souls who have walked in faith before you. But these visits are not about religion, they are about alignment. Each place holds a unique divine energy that, when accessed with a pure heart, can unlock the blessings that are waiting for you. Going to these sacred places may seem strange to you, especially if you've never walked through the doors of these institutions before. But God's ways are not our ways, and his plan for you is beyond your comprehension. These places are not chosen by chance, they are part of a divine design meant to shift your spiritual frequency, open your heart, and align you with his purpose for your life. So leave behind your doubts and your fears. Step into these spaces with a humble heart and a singular desire for transformation. The moment you step inside, leave behind all distractions. This is your time to align yourself with divine energy, to sit in silence, to manifest your desires, and to let God do the rest. Don't question why these specific places. Just trust in the divine plan and experience the transformation firsthand. The first place you must visit is the mosque. You may wonder why God has chosen this sacred space, but it's important to understand that God is not limited by our ideas of where he can move. The mosque is a place of deep spiritual significance, filled with the energy of prayer and devotion. God is calling you to step into this space, not to the first place you must visit is the mosque. You may wonder why God has chosen this sacred space, but it's important to understand that God is not limited by our ideas of where he can move. The mosque is a place of deep spiritual significance, filled with the energy of prayer and devotion. God is calling you to step into this space not necessarily to perform rituals, but to be present with an open heart. As you sit in this place, you may feel a quiet stillness. That stillness isn't emptiness, it is presence. It's an opportunity to bring your desires, questions, and pain into the space where countless others have done the same. You don't have to belong to a particular religion to feel the presence of God. What matters here is your intent, your humility, and your willingness to surrender. In the mosque, God is inviting you to listen, not to speak. There is power in silent prayers, in the intention of the heart. When you step into this sacred space with no agenda other than to connect, to align, and to surrender, you are making yourself available for a divine encounter. You are saying, without words, I trust you, God, wherever you are leading me. Next, you are called to the church. This place, too, holds sacred energy. The church represents not only the house of worship but the space of rebirth. It is where people have come to lay down their burdens, to seek grace, to be renewed. God is asking you to step into this space and remember who you truly are. The church holds centuries of redemption stories, people who thought they were broken beyond repair, people who thought their lives had no purpose, who stepped through those doors and found hope again. As you sit in silence within these walls, allow yourself to reflect on your own journey. What burdens are you still carrying? What lies have you believed about your worth? Let the energy in this place wash over you like a river of mercy. Let it whisper to your spirit, you are forgiven. You are free. In the church, God invites you to reclaim your identity. You are not who the world says you are. You are not defined by your mistakes, your doubts, or your failures. You are a divine creation, worthy of love and capable of transformation. Sitting in this place, picture your future. See yourself walking in the purpose that was designed specifically for you. Feel the strength return to your bones. Let the divine assurance settle deep within your soul. You are enough. You are ready. Then, you are led to the synagogue. This space carries the heritage of wisdom, community, and covenant. The prayers spoken here have echoed across generations. In the synagogue, you are reminded of the enduring nature of faith. God is inviting you to enter with reverence and gratitude. Here, you will not just sit in silence but let your hunger for God be seen. Express your yearning through your tears, through your thoughts, through your willingness to be open. This hunger will not go unnoticed. When your heart longs to align with the divine, the universe responds. In this sacred space, allow your spirit to cry out. Ask boldly, seek honestly, trust fully. This is not a passive experience. It is active. It requires your full attention and your deepest self. The energy within the synagogue is one of perseverance. People have held on to faith here even when everything around them was crumbling. Their strength has charged the air with a kind of spiritual electricity. Tap into that. Receive that strength. Know that you are not walking this journey alone. Others have walked it before you, and they stand beside you in spirit. The temple is your final destination in this spiritual journey. It represents peace, presence, and the divine dwelling within. When you step into the temple, step in with reverence. This is a space where spirit meets spirit. It is here that heaven feels close. In the temple, you are being asked to do nothing but be. Simply be. You do not need to perform, to convince, or to prove. Your presence is enough. Sit quietly and let your heart open. Let go of expectations, fear, and pressure. In this stillness, you will feel the warmth of divine presence. Let yourself be wrapped in that energy like a blanket. Let your soul exhale. God is not asking for a perfect version of you. He is asking for the real you, the raw, honest, and willing heart. That's what allows miracles to begin. As you leave the temple, understand that you are not leaving behind the divine. You are taking that energy with you. You have aligned with sacred spaces, and now that energy travels with you. It changes how you walk, how you speak, how you choose. You are not the same person who began this journey. You are transformed, but with transformation comes responsibility. Now that you have seen, heard, and felt the presence of God in new ways, you cannot go back to who you were. You must carry this shift forward. You must live in a way that reflects your alignment. People may not understand your transformation. Some may doubt you, criticize you, or even try to pull you back into the familiar. But you must stay the course. Remember, this calling was never about them. It was between you and God. What others think of your journey is irrelevant. You don't need their approval when you have God's assignment. The voices of doubt, even your own inner voice, will try to sway you. They will whisper things like, "You're not ready, you're not worthy," or "This is too hard." Ignore them. You were chosen for a reason. Everything in your life has led up to this moment. The pain, the delays, the closed doors, they were all preparing you for this assignment. Now that it has arrived, embrace it with both hands. This journey is bigger than you. Your obedience creates a ripple effect. As you rise, others will rise. As you heal, others will be inspired to begin their own healing. Your breakthrough becomes the evidence others need to believe that transformation is possible. God is not just working in you, He is working through you. And as you walk boldly into your new season, others will watch in awe. Your story will become a testimony. Don't be surprised when your elevation shocks those around you. People who once dismissed you will look again. They will see that something is different. They may not be able to explain it, but they will feel the presence of something divine on you. That is the power of obedience. It transforms not just your life but your legacy. You have entered a new spiritual frequency. From this point forward, expect to experience life differently. Expect clarity where there once was confusion. Expect peace in the middle of chaos. Expect provision where there was lack. You have aligned yourself with heaven, and heaven is now aligning circumstances in your favor. You won't have to chase what is meant for you. It will find you because you are in divine alignment. This doesn't mean the journey ahead will be easy. Challenges will still come, but now, you face them with a new strength. You carry within you the energy of every sacred space you visited. You are backed by heaven. You are equipped by the Spirit. You are surrounded by divine favor. When doubt creeps in, revisit those sacred spaces in your mind. Remember the stillness of the mosque, the hope of the church, the fire of the synagogue, and the peace of the temple. Let them ground you. Let them remind you of who you are. You are chosen. You are ready. And the time is now. So rise, move, act, live like someone who knows they have been sent by God. Walk like someone who knows the universe is conspiring in their favor. Speak like someone who understands the power of obedience. You are no longer just surviving, you are stepping into your divine destiny. Every step you take is sacred. Every choice you make is significant. This is not a season of chance, it is a season of calling. You have answered, and heaven has heard you. Now, watch what happens next. As you journey forward, trust that the same God who called you to sacred spaces will walk with you into every unknown. He will guide your path, speak to your heart, and strengthen your resolve. You will face closed doors, but now you will see them differently. A closed door is not a denial, it's a divine redirection. You will encounter opposition, but you will meet it with faith, not fear. You will walk through valleys, but you will carry light. You are becoming the proof that miracles still happen. And as you become that proof, others will follow the light you carry. You are the chosen one. And the time to rise has already begun. There are moments in your life when everything changes without warning, moments that are not explained by logic or reason but are deeply felt in the soul. This is that kind of moment. You have already been led through a spiritual journey that brought you into sacred spaces, each one shifting your internal landscape and aligning you with a greater truth. But the journey is not over. In fact, what lies ahead is perhaps even more significant. Now that you have encountered divine energy in each sacred place, the question becomes, what will you do with what you've received? You were not led through this experience simply for emotional elevation. You were called because there is something specific God wants to release through you into the world. The breakthrough you experienced was not just for personal healing, it was preparation. You are now being asked to become a vessel for transformation, a conduit for divine wisdom, a representative of grace, truth, and courage. Everything you have experienced, every insight, every confirmation, every word that stirred your heart is meant to be activated. It's not enough to feel inspired. You must now move in alignment with what God has placed on your heart. This is where many hesitate. Inspiration is easy, but obedience takes grit. It requires faith, humility, and sacrifice. It asks you to say yes even when you don't have all the answers. It asks you to trust that what you've received was real, even when the world around you still looks the same. But this is your moment to act, to apply what has been deposited in you. You might feel unprepared or unequipped. You might be wrestling with imposter syndrome or fear of failure. But those feelings are part of the process. Everyone who has ever been called by God felt the same way. Moses didn't feel ready. Esther didn't think she had the influence. David was underestimated. Mary questioned how such a calling could be possible. And yet, they all answered. They all said yes. And through their yes, history was changed. You are standing at a similar threshold. What if everything you've gone through was not meant to break you but to shape you? What if the rejection was redirection? What if the delays were divine timing? What if your doubts were invitations to deeper faith? What if every closed door was protecting you from lesser things so that you'd be available when the right door opened? Now is not the time to look back and question the path. Now is the time to trust that every step has led you right where you need to be. The assignment on your life is sacred. It is not about fame, attention, or applause. It is about impact. You have been set apart to bring light into dark places, to carry peace into chaos, to remind people of who they are when they've forgotten. You are not just meant to live, you are meant to lead, to speak, to love boldly. You are not here by accident. Your voice matters. Your presence matters. Your faithfulness will leave a mark. There are lives tied to your obedience. When you speak up, someone finds hope. When you show up, someone is inspired to keep going. When you share your story, someone's shame begins to melt. Don't underestimate the power of your authenticity. God isn't asking for a perfect performance, He's asking for your real heart. He can use your scars. He can use your questions. He can use your quiet strength. You are the answer to someone else's prayer. The blessing they've been waiting for is wrapped inside your yes. And while it's true that stepping into your calling might be uncomfortable, staying stuck is even more painful. Living beneath your potential creates a kind of quiet suffering and ache that never goes away. You were made for more. And deep down, you know it. That's why this message stirs something in you. That's why you haven't been able to ignore the inner pull. That's why even when you try to talk yourself out of it, your spirit won't let it go. The world needs what you carry. Your dreams are not random. They are blueprints for impact. And while others may not understand your urgency, you must protect your vision. Don't explain it to everyone. Some things are sacred. Not everyone will understand the divine download you've received. But you do, and that's what matters. Guard your anointing. Nurture it. Water it with prayer, with community, with intentional action. Because what God has given you is holy. As you move forward, understand that not all movement is progress. You must be strategic. You must listen deeply. Not every opportunity is from God. Not every open door leads to your destiny. This is why discernment is key. You must ask, God, is this from you? Is this for now? Is this mine? Just because something looks good doesn't mean it's God. Stay aligned. Stay connected. Stay in prayer. You're entering a season that will require new levels of maturity. You won't be able to respond the way you used to. You won't be able to entertain distractions. You won't be able to carry old mindsets. Elevation requires separation. You will have to let go of people, patterns, and environments that no longer match where you're going. It will hurt. It will stretch you, but it will be worth it. Growth is rarely comfortable, but it is always worth it. Don't pray for expansion and then resist the stretching. Don't ask for a platform and then avoid preparation. Don't say you want to lead and then run from responsibility. God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the called. He equips those who obey. He trains those who show up. So show up. Keep showing up. Even when you're tired. Even when you're misunderstood. Even when the results don't come right away. Faithfulness in the small things unlocks favor in the big things. Keep building even when no one is clapping. Keep sowing seeds even when the soil looks dry. Keep believing even when it feels like nothing is changing. Because something is changing. Inside you. Around you. Through you. Your obedience is never wasted. Your labor is not in vain. God sees. God knows. And in due time, you will reap. This is not hype. This is holy. What you're stepping into is sacred. And you are ready. Don't wait for external validation. You've already received divine confirmation. The time to act is now. The place is here. The power is within you. Walk forward boldly, not because you have it all figured out, but because you trust the one who called you. This next chapter will not look like the last. You will operate with more clarity, more confidence, more conviction. You will discern faster, love deeper, forgive quicker. You will waste less time. You will prioritize peace. You will seek God first, and everything else will align. You won't need to chase. You'll attract. You won't need to perform. You'll just be, because when you're aligned with heaven, favor follows you. Your future is not something to fear, it is something to step into. And though the unknown may feel intimidating, remember who goes before you. You are not alone. You never have been. Every step has been guided. Every tear has been collected. Every prayer has been heard. And now, everything is shifting in your favor. This is the part of your story where the preparation becomes activation. Where the waiting turns into walking. Where the vision becomes visible. Where the promise becomes your path. You are not arriving late. You are arriving on time. God's timing is always precise. So trust it, embrace it, honor it. As you walk forward, declare these truths. I am chosen. I am ready. I am aligned. I am enough. I am equipped. I am surrounded. I am sent. Let those truths anchor you when the winds of uncertainty try to shake your faith. Let them remind you that you are not building on sand, but on a solid foundation. And finally, never forget that your story is sacred. It matters. You matter. You are not just here to pass time, you are here to make a difference. So go, rise, become, and let the world see what happens when a person dares to answer the call of destiny with a courageous yes. This is your moment. Don't miss it. There comes a point in every divine journey when reflection becomes just as essential as action. You have walked through sacred spaces, been reminded of your purpose, and begun stepping boldly into your calling. But now, as the momentum builds, you must also pause, not to slow down, but to deepen your awareness of what is truly unfolding. This is the moment when your inner world must anchor your outer actions, and your spiritual clarity must outweigh all distractions. This is the season of divine stewardship. The gifts, the revelations, and the insight you've received so far are not just meant to move you emotionally, they are meant to be managed, protected, and expanded with intention. You've heard the whisper of purpose calling you in moments of stillness. You've felt the pull in your spirit, even when logic tried to talk you out of it. You've stood in silence, tears streaming down your face, as something greater than you affirmed what your soul already knew you had chosen. And now that you know, now that you've accepted the call, what's next is not just action, but sustained discipline. The glow of spiritual awakening can be blinding at first. It gives you energy, vision, and a heightened sense of what's possible. But over time, that glow fades into ordinary days, challenging moments, and necessary routines. Your call doesn't lose power, it just begins to mature. This maturity requires you to show up when it's hard, to lead when no one claps, to give when no one sees, and to believe even when there's no external evidence. It means remaining rooted when storms come, and they will. Being chosen doesn't exempt you from struggle, it equips you for it. And that's what this fourth part of your journey is about, the sacred endurance it takes to walk in divine purpose every single day. Divine assignments are rarely completed in bursts of excitement. They unfold in layers, seasons, and chapters that require tenacity, wisdom, and spiritual grounding. The world will try to seduce you with shortcuts, applause, and distractions. But when you are anchored in God's timing, you stop measuring progress by worldly standards. You begin to see success not as how high you climb, but how deeply you remain rooted in the truth. That truth is this: what is meant for you cannot be taken by anyone else. It won't require you to beg, chase, or compromise. It won't force you to shrink who you are or silence your voice. Divine assignments come with divine provision. They are not driven by fear, but by faith. They don't depend on human validation but rest on supernatural assurance. And as long as you stay faithful to the assignment, God stays faithful to the outcome. There will be days when you doubt, not because you are weak, but because the weight of your purpose feels heavy. There will be days when the silence of heaven feels louder than your prayers. Days when your sacrifice feels unnoticed. But in those moments, remember this: your obedience is not about the outcome, it's about alignment. You don't obey because you know what's next. You obey because you trust the one who leads. That trust becomes your compass, your fuel, and your strength when emotions falter. In this phase, God will refine you. He will expose the parts of your character that need healing and growth. You may find old wounds resurfacing not to torment you, but to be healed. You may find yourself in unfamiliar terrain not because you've strayed, but because expansion requires new territory. Don't resist the discomfort. It's a sign that your capacity is being stretched to carry more, to handle more, to influence more. With every test, your spiritual muscles grow stronger. Discipline is now your most sacred ally. Discipline in your thoughts so you don't give power to fear. Discipline in your habits so you cultivate consistency. Discipline in your speech so your words align with your future, not your fear. And discipline in your relationships so you walk with those who uplift your spirit rather than distract your soul. Stewardship of your time, energy, and focus will define how far your assignment takes you. Don't waste your oil on things or people who don't recognize its value. God is calling you to excellence, not perfection. Perfection exhausts. Excellence inspires. Perfection hides. Excellence reveals. You don't need to be flawless. You need to be faithful. That faithfulness, day after day, compounds into legacy. A legacy that impacts generations, not just your own life. Your children, your community, and even strangers will benefit from your courage to answer the call. And this courage isn't loud or showy. Sometimes it looks like silent prayers in the dark. Sometimes it's turning down an opportunity that doesn't align with your spirit. Sometimes it's walking away from people who can't go where God is sending you. Sometimes it's waking up early to create, to pray, to listen. Other times, it's resting without guilt because even rest is a form of trust. This path is sacred, and you are no longer a wanderer. You are a steward, a builder, a spiritual architect co-designing a future with God. Every choice matters. Every step counts. Don't downplay the seemingly small moments. Those consistent steps in faith are what build unstoppable momentum. You may not always feel powerful, but you are becoming powerful through your faithfulness. Let this be the part of your journey where you settle into the identity God has spoken over you. Not what others have labeled you, not what your past mistakes have tried to define you by, but the truth of who you are in Him. A chosen vessel, a light bearer, a leader, a restorer, a voice of clarity in chaotic times. You are stepping into this not because you are perfect, but because you are willing. You may feel like you're still learning, still struggling, still figuring it out, and that's okay. God doesn't wait for you to have it all together. He works with you in process. He blesses the honest effort. He partners with humility. He honors the quiet yes. So don't disqualify yourself because you're still becoming. In fact, that is your qualification. The becoming is the evidence that you are in motion. Keep becoming. Keep showing up. Keep trusting. Keep creating. Keep praying. Keep building. Even when no one notices. Even when the applause is gone. Even when the outcome is delayed. Your consistency is doing something eternal. Your sacrifices are sowing seeds you can't yet see. But one day, they will bloom. And you'll realize that the waiting wasn't punishment. It was preparation. This season may not look glamorous, but it is glorious. There is glory in your ordinary. There is power in your process. There is holiness in your hidden season. The world glorifies speed, but God honors depth. Go deep, deep in faith, deep in love, deep in discipline, deep in trust. For the deeper your roots, the higher your reach. You were never meant to live on the surface. You were made to thrive in the deep. That's where intimacy with God grows. That's where unshakable confidence is born. That's where wisdom is cultivated. That's where power is ignited. And now, you are ready to go there. To lie from that deep well. To walk in that quiet power. And when the world looks at you and wonders how you carry so much grace, so much clarity, so much strength, they'll have no choice but to say, God is with them. That will be your testimony. Not because you shouted it, but because you lived it. Because you stewarded what was given to you. Because you honored the assignment. Because you didn't quit when it got hard. Because you believed when it didn't make sense. This is your season of sustained obedience. The miracles are on the way, but the faithfulness is what builds the foundation. Miracles without discipline are temporary, but miracles built on obedience, they last, they multiply, they overflow, and that's what's coming for you. Overflow. So breathe deep, lift your head, strengthen your spine, let your heart beat with holy determination. You are not behind, you are not too late. You are exactly where you need to be, right here, right now, and the next step, it's yours to take. With every step forward, more light will be revealed. With every act of obedience, heaven rejoices. With every breath, you are aligning more fully with the divine rhythm that has always been guiding you. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Create the moment. Don't wait for validation. Walk in vision. Don't wait for someone else to believe in you. God already does. You've been anointed. You've been appointed. And you've been affirmed by something greater than you could ever imagine. Now, live like it. Lead like it. Love like it. Because your life is a message. Make it one worth reading. And in the quiet moments when doubt tries to creep in again, return to the sacred truth. You were chosen. You are capable, and the world is waiting for what only you can bring. Rise again. It's not over. It's only just beginning. There comes a time in every soul's journey when comfort must be exchanged for calling. This is that time for you. What you've been holding onto, whether it's fear, doubt, a sense of inadequacy, or even past achievements, is no longer serving the destiny set before you. You're being invited into a season of release, a sacred surrender that will usher in your next level. This isn't about losing who you are, it's about shedding what you are not so that your true purpose can finally be revealed in full glory. Throughout history, those who experienced profound transformation were not the ones who clung to safety, but the ones who obeyed, even when it cost them their familiarity. Think of Abraham leaving his homeland without knowing where he was going, or Esther stepping into a throne room with nothing but courage in her heart. Their obedience didn't make sense on paper, but it made history. And now it's your turn to answer a similar call, one that asks you to trust without borders, to walk without a map, and to leap without a net. You might still be wondering, why me? But perhaps the better question is, why not you? Everything you've been through, every setback, every closed door, every long night of questioning wasn't a punishment. It was preparation. You are being positioned in this moment not because of your perfection, but because of your willingness. That willingness is what heaven responds to. That openness is what activates the flow of divine favor in your life. This is not about being the most qualified or the most connected. This is about being ready in your heart to say, "Yes, Lord. Send me." That simple yes is what shifts the atmosphere. That yes unlocks provision. That yes summons divine assistance from realms you haven't even imagined yet. The moment you say yes with your whole heart, you begin to walk in alignment with the supernatural rhythm of your calling. As you step forward, you will start to notice that doors begin to open effortlessly. Conversations that once seemed impossible will suddenly unfold. People who doubted you will look at you in awe, not because of what you've done, but because of what God is doing through you. But don't let the attention distract you from the assignment. This is not the time to bask in applause or seek validation from the world. This is the time to move with purpose, to carry out the assignment you've been given with integrity, humility, and boldness. In this new season, you are being called to live not for convenience, but for conviction. Your decisions must be rooted in purpose, not popularity. There may be moments when you're misunderstood or even criticized. But take heart in knowing that every great move of God has always come with resistance. It's not a sign to retreat, it's confirmation that you're walking the right path. You are being invited into something holy, a way of living that aligns your internal compass with a divine frequency. When you respond to this invitation, you won't need to force anything. Grace will carry you. Doors will recognize your name before you knock. Blessings will chase you down, not because you've strived for them, but because you've stepped into your divine assignment. But this kind of life requires discipline. Not just the discipline to show up, but the discipline to stay faithful when the outcome isn't visible. The discipline to pray when answers are delayed. The discipline to worship when the weight feels unbearable. This journey isn't for the faint of heart, but it is for the faithful. You may find yourself walking alone at times. Don't be alarmed. Not everyone is meant to walk with you into this next chapter. Some people were only assigned to your life for a season, and that season has served its purpose. You don't need to drag the old into the new. Trust that God will send the right voices, the right mentors, and the right companions at the right time. In fact, your obedience may be the very thing that awakens others to their own calling. Your boldness to step forward could be the spark that ignites someone else's faith. You're not just walking into your blessing, you're leading others into theirs. And when fear creeps in, and it will remember this, courage isn't the absence of fear, it's choosing obedience despite the fear. Faith is not a feeling, it's a decision. Every step of obedience you take is a seed planted in the soil of your future. Those seeds will sprout into a harvest far greater than anything you could imagine. Keep planting, keep trusting, keep moving. You've already been equipped. Everything you need for this next phase of your journey has been placed inside you. The wisdom, the strength, the endurance, the creativity, it's all there, waiting to be activated. You won't need to become someone else. You'll simply need to become fully who you were always meant to be. That version of you, the authentic, courageous, purpose-driven you, is what this world desperately needs. There is no better time than now. Heaven's clock is not running on your schedule. The invitation has been extended, but it will not stay open forever. You must act now, not out of panic, but out of purpose. This isn't about rushing, it's about recognizing the moment and responding to it with the urgency it deserves. Delay can be disobedience when God has already made the next step clear. You've come too far to turn back now. Look at how many battles you've already overcome. Look at the resilience you've developed. That wasn't by accident. Every part of your past has prepared you for this divine assignment. Don't let the enemy convince you that you're unworthy or unready. The fact that you're still standing is proof that you've been preserved for purpose. It's time to put down the excuses. No more waiting for the right time, the perfect opportunity, or the confirmation. God has already confirmed it through the whispers in your heart, the dreams that won't go away, and the divine encounters that keep showing up in your life. You don't need another sign. You need to move. As you do, remember that this journey will not always be easy. But it will be worth it. There will be days when the path is unclear, when the vision feels blurry. In those moments, rely not on what you see, but on what you know. And what you know is this: God is faithful. He who began a good work in you will complete it. Your breakthrough is not just about you. It's about every person who will be impacted by your obedience. When you walk in purpose, you create ripples in the spiritual realm that affect generations. What you're doing now may be the very thing that sets your children and your children's children on a path of divine favor and legacy. Your yes is bigger than you. Don't underestimate the power of one decision, one step of faith. One moment of surrender, that's all it takes to shift everything. You may not see the entire staircase, but take the first step. That step will lead to another, and then another. And before you know it, you'll find yourself standing in places you only dreamed of. Not because of luck or coincidence, but because of obedience. Let go of the fear of failure. There is no failure in faith. Every step, even the ones that seem to lead nowhere, are a part of the divine blueprint. God wastes nothing. Even your mistakes, your delays, your detours, they all serve a purpose. They've shaped you, refined you, and equipped you with a testimony that will one day set others free. As you rise, remain anchored. Don't forget where you came from. Don't lose sight of the one who brought you this far. Stay grounded in humility, clothed in grace, and guided by truth. You don't need to strive to be seen or to earn validation. Your value was determined long before anyone had an opinion about you. You were chosen. That identity carries weight. It comes with responsibility, but it also comes with favor. Walk in that favor, not with arrogance, but with assurance. Assurance that you are not alone. Assurance that every resource you need is already aligned. Assurance that heaven is backing you with full force. There will be days of great reward and days of silent obedience. Celebrate both. The public victories are sweet, but the private battles shape you. Embrace them, learn from them, grow through them, and know that through it all, you are being transformed from glory to glory. This divine calling is not a sprint. It's a marathon. Pace yourself, rest when needed, refresh your spirit daily through prayer, stillness, and gratitude. Your strength will come from intimacy with God, not from activity alone. Let His voice be louder than the noise of comparison, doubt, or distraction. And finally, remember this: you are not behind. You are right on time. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment, it's all been divinely orchestrated to bring you to this exact moment. You haven't missed your calling. You're being invited to reclaim it, to walk boldly into it, to own it with unwavering confidence. So rise, step into your destiny with holy confidence. Let the world see what it looks like when obedience meets anointing. Let your life be the evidence that purpose still lives, that miracles still happen, and that God still speaks. Your time is now, your moment is here, and your legacy is waiting to be written.